Hello everyone, and welcome to today's stream. Today we are gonna be taking a look at Loop Hero, a new strategy RPG roguelike or rather rogue-lite, because there is some permanent progression involved as well. It just released an hour ago, so I'm very excited to check it out, and it looks very interesting to me. So you can have the very old school style with the CRT shader and the pixel fonts. I like the style, but I think it's a bit more viewer friendly to use the high-res fonts instead and turn the CRT shader off. Just makes it a bit easier on the eyes, I think. Anyway, let's jump into the game. I can't wait to get started. The stars in the sky are going out one by one, but no one notices it. No one can stop it. I'm racing to the last place where there is still hope. I need to make it before it's too late. Sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed. Even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there will always be someone who is willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. Where am I? I can't see anything except this path. My head is killing me. I remember only a skeleton with a staff in the sky. This darkness was coming from him. Did he destroy everything around here? Just standing here won't do me any good, I guess. To change between adventure, traveling through the map, and planning, stop modes, press the switch, right click or space. Continue your journey by changing the game mode. Let's switch to adventure. Hope I'll be able to find some shelter before nightfall. If such thing as a night still even exists without the sky, of course. So as you can see, we're walking on the path. A new day has started. Pay attention to the day progress at the top of the screen. New enemies usually appear at the end of the day. Continue your journey by changing the game mode. Again. A living ball of slime. Quite a nuisance. They digest anything they can. Hey, I remembered this creature. Maybe I just need to freshen up my memory and everything will go back to normal. Or, hey, I remembered this creature. Traveling, fighting, and most other actions are done automatically. The player can't affect them directly. So we can't directly influence the fight, that one is gonna be automatic. But we do have some control over a few other interesting things. It's hard to fight with your bare hands. I think there's a weapon in the remains of this thing that's not fully digested. Let's equip this sword. Gives us plus 4 to 6 damage. So that should double our damage output. I think I remember that there was a grove nearby. Are these even my memories? Or do they belong to that slime? You can use the cards that are left after defeating enemies to add various new objects to the map. That's what planning mode is for. Drag the card to a suitable space to remember the land. Whoop, and now there's a grove here. Let's see. Can we move the camera slightly? Maybe over here, so the text isn't covered. Grove. A gentle rustle of leaves, a crack of a dry branch, and the feeling of being watched. Spawns a red wolf every 2 days. The wolf can move to an adjacent tile. Good, now continue your journey. And as you see, there is a red wolf there, which we can now fight. Forest red wolf. I was right. Some emotional stress. A few colorful images and a bit of adrenaline and everything will be forgotten like a bad dream. Or remembered as a bad. Damn! It's good that nobody is listening. You can get new items and cards during battle, as you've probably already noticed. Some items have unique abilities, as do most of the cards. By hovering over an item or card, you can inspect its properties. We have a mace. Same damage as the sword, but it also deals 2 damage to all. That's basically AoE damage, hitting everyone in the same fight. We have a forest. A thick forest. Nobody knows who or what could be lurking inside. Makes you a bit nervous. Gives +1 hero attack speed. Just by being there. We don't have to... we can't even place it on the road. So we can just create a forest somewhere. And a rock. Rock. Its magnificent appearance gives you strength. +2 HP, +2 more HP for every adjacent rock or mountain. So we want to make kind of a mountain range. Let's place it over there. Great, so there was a mountain over there, and here is a forest. The world is just like new. The branches and stones in my backpack are a sure sign of that. So we got stable wood and preserved rock from placing these things. Apparently untouched by the Lich's curse and thus suitable for building despite the shapelessness of the world. And a lock that somehow managed to keep its structural integrity despite the general chaos. Some of your actions will yield resources that you will need later on, but not right now. But that shouldn't stop you from looking at them right now. We already did so, so let's continue. Soon we will hit the cozy camp. A comfortable place to stay. It's strange, but all monsters try to keep away from it. Heals 20% HP upon entering. Some of your actions will yield resources that you will need later on, but not right now. But that shouldn't... Oh yeah, it's the same thing. I think it's time to get some rest. The game itself is a journey on a loop path. Only you will decide when it's time for the hero to return to the camp. Either you, or the fangs and claws of your enemies, of course. You can retreat almost any time, but a special animation will let you know when it's safer to do so. Retreat to the camp by pressing the button. The thought of leaving the battlefield and going back to your cozy camp has passed through your mind. What a timely idea. The camp is just around the corner. You keep all resources. Let's retreat to the camp. It's cold and dark here. A small fire can solve both these problems. Nice place to set up camp. This is when all resources you've gathered will come in handy. Who would have thought? You have just enough wood and stones to make a campfire. What a nice coincidence. Build a campfire using the building function while in a camp. Let's build a campfire. Wait, let's look at the description first. A common campfire, warm and cozy. Monsters keep away from it, so it's a nice spot to have some rest between your travels. It's also the center of your camp and the starting point of your adventures. The hero restores 20% of his max HP upon entering the campfire tile. So yeah, that's basically the start of our little camp here. Congratulations, you've beaten this annoying tutorial. You can now start on your first expedition, or not, do as you wish. Let's do so. Expedition. We have the expedition menu. Not much here as of yet. Let's start. Here is our path. This path. Everything is wrong. But I remember. It looks like a completely different place. And it's empty again. Do my actions have any meaning? Like I have a choice. If I need to give up and cry to save the world, I am the worst savior of all. Let's do it. And on we go. We can speed up if we want, if nothing interesting is happening. So time goes by a little faster. Let's see what that slime gives us. We get some rings. 9% vampirism, 2 defense. Not 100% sure what these stats do as quite yet, but we'll sure know. Let's also place a grove, probably a bit farther away, so we can pass the time and a rot wolf can actually spawn. Didn't spawn one. Oh well. Cemetery. A place for the dead. And for some of the living, occasionally. Spawns a skeleton every 3 days. Let's put that one relatively close to our camp, so we heal up before we fight the skeleton. In case that one is a bit more dangerous. Shield. 3 defense. With a battlefield. It smells of blood and steel. Spawns a chest at the start of each loop. Enemies on adjacent tiles can become ghosts. I want the chest pretty early, so let's place it close to our camp. We also have a meadow. Earth covered with a thick carpet of grass. Nothing really interesting, unless you're a cow, of course. Heals 2 HP at the start of each day. We also have some rocks. Let's start building our rocks here in the corner. Meadow doesn't have any adjacency bonuses, so let's just start building some meadows around here. Now we have some increased HP, 10 max HP from the rocks. 10? Should be 8, I think. Oh well. Some defense from the shield, HP per day passing from the meadow. So we're slowly but surely getting a bit stronger. A vampire mansion. Hungry eyes follow your every move through the holes in the roof. Adds vampires to battle on adjacent tiles. Let's put that next to the forest. Want to make this land a bit more dangerous and a bit more rewarding. Shield. So this yellow background means it's a higher rarity, so it has more added stats on top of the base defense every shield gets. This one has a bit more defense and some damage to all, that's nice. Should help us in case we have to fight multiple enemies at the same time. We hit the camp, let's move on. Oh, we gathered some preserved pebbles, I think. Oh, we got some good loot from the chest. A spear with damage to all, counter regen per second. Nice boost of damage and an armor that increases our max HP, defense and attack speed. Yeah, now we are wrecking those slimes. Oh, 2 slimes at once. So here you can see we hit the second slime for some damage as well. Spider cocoon. Oh. Back off, human. A vampire. Where are your lands? If your farmers need help, I would be glad to offer it. No more lands. No more flock. Only hundreds of years of emptiness. And hundreds of years of hunger. Save yourself while you still can. I don't know how long I will be able to keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but you can't trick my hunger. It demands its share. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me, and I will set this crumbled world right. Right. I'm doing this not for just myself, but for everyone in the name of good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. Not gonna happen. Vampire aura. All enemies that are not objects or artificial gain the vampirism effect, 10%. As you can see, the vampire has 30% vampirism actually. Vampires often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped our settlements prosper. But this won't do it all. Now they are just pale shadows of their former selves, both physically and mentally. Apparently the blood of other creatures can't sustain them. He wasn't joking about the hunger. Even the creatures that stand near him are imbued with the power to devour someone else's life. Okay, we got a whole bunch of new stuff. A rapier with attack speed and vampirism instead of... and magic damage instead of damage to all, counter and regen per second. I think I'll keep the spear for now. Let's see, we have a spider cocoon. A silky bastion of 8-legged hunters. Let's add some spiders here, I guess. Let's place more rocks. Beacon. A worthless landmark in a world with no direction. Plus 40% movement speed within its range. Plus 20% attack speed for all units. So this just allows us to do more stuff in a day. I mean, that's a good thing, I guess. Just speeding us up and making combats go quicker by increasing the attack speed. I guess it reduces the value of HP regen because things go by faster. Another meadow. Another cemetery. Do we want... Let's keep some distance between those. Road lantern. A small spot of light in this grim world. Decreases the maximum number of monsters on adjacent tiles. The effect of lanterns can stack. So we can make sure that things don't get too out of hand with this. Maybe here, because we have a lot of things here with the vampire mansion, the grove, the spider cocoon. We also have oblivion. A bit of the Lich's magic. Causes anything to be totally forgotten. Erases any established tiles. Erases monsters from the road. Oh. We also picked up a new ring. Magic damage and damage to all instead of vampirism. I think I'll keep the vampirism one. This one has higher defense, but we lose a bit of damage to all, sure. Higher max HP, but we lose some regen and... No, we gain some regen and lose some defense and attack speed. I think I'll keep my current one. 30% vampirism on this ring, nice. The old equipment is lost, by the way, when we equip new ones. But once our inventory slots are filled, we will start wasting some equipment as well. Mountain! It's like a rock, but really big. Plus 5 HP for each adjacent rock or mountain. Let's place... I knew these existed, that's why I left space for the mountain in the center here. Where there will be more adjacencies. Let's build more spider cocoons here around the road lantern, where we can keep them somewhat in check at least. Spider. These don't seem very scary. Another vampire mansion. Do I want to place down some more vampires? I mean, I guess. We still beat up anything here quite easily. So that should give us some more use for our health regen. First fight against the skeleton. They have pretty high damage but very low attack speed. Oh, that's a nice weapon. Quite a bit of damage up, magic damage, defense and evasion. Seems good. Damage to all defense and regen per second. Over the vampirism? Sure. We do also get the 20% attack speed from the road lantern. That is nice. Undead vampire has a soul. Oh, glow of beacon increase all creatures attack speed by 20%. Yeah, we knew that. Ring defense evasion. That's quite a bit of evasion. I like it. Evasion is usually best when stacked unless it has some sort of diminishing return. Oh, new chest. Vampirism and higher HP. Sure. Let's keep building our meadows. Another mountain. Oh. That mountain transformed. Mountain peak. A stone giant. Could support the sky itself if it weren't already gone. Plus 120 HP, plus 5 additional HP for every adjacent mountain or rock tile. Spawns a harpy every 2 days. Interesting. Where do these harpies go? We'll see, I guess. Do we want more cemeteries? Sure. Oh. Well, we'll see. Nothing really worth equipping right now. Maybe this shield. Reach it instead of defense. Defense. Ooh, that's a lot of defense and damage to all. Nice. The skeletons seem to give very high quality loot. So do the chests, by the way. This armor has 2 magic damage, 0.6 regen. Yeah, let's take some more evasion. 25% evasion. That's a pretty good amount. That means we will often not be hit when attacked. Let's build more mountains. Oh. Let's take a look at these resources. We have scrap metal. Small pieces of metal that survive the Lich's curse. Sometimes this is all that remains from armor or a sword that you haven't looked at for a while. Ah, so the equipment... Hey Small! Welcome! Glad to see you. So these are made out of the equipment we replace or we no longer have space for. 13 pieces of scrap metal form 1 bar of stable metal. We have noticeable change. This is enough to turn a caterpillar into a butterfly, a seed into a sprout, or a drop of water into a stream. Will turn itself into something else too if you collect enough of it. 20 changes form a complete metamorphosis. Ration? A small amount of food surprisingly can still satisfy one's hunger. These things are a real luxury now. 12 rations form a whole food supply. And then we have the preserved pebble and the stable branches who turn into stable wood and preserved rocks. We've seen these before. Somehow the memory of these sticks wasn't lost. And small stones that still remember how the world used to look. When you hold them you're able to vaguely remember it for a few seconds too. Blooming meadow. Flowers get a feel for the world and bloom with pleasant smells. Huh. Is that caused by the rock, by the mountain here? Sure seems like it. But it only considers direct adjacency, diagonal doesn't count. Let's keep building the mountain range down to the south then, I guess. These also give us noticeable changes on top of the rations. Do we want another beacon to speed up things? Sure. Oh, is that a harpy flying over from the mountains? Looks like it. Counter 16%. Oh! Stop! Where did these goblins come from? I don't remember remembering you. We remembered ourselves. Now give us all you've got. You have no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in this world first? And then you can do anything you want. Goblin Master up. No other order in the world. Fair enough. Guess I don't have any valid objection here. Oh wait, I do have one. How about... Ooh, these have a very high attack speed. Decent damage. Rage. Enrages after an ally dies. Plus 30% damage. Somewhat scary. Ooh, but also good loot. It's strange how these creatures appeared here on their own. Maybe it means everything is actually not so bad and that the world is trying to restore itself. Or that even the apocalypse isn't good enough to get rid of some pests. Where did this come from? Oh! Goblin camp. The sound of backstabbing can be heard from miles away. Spawns a goblin on an adjacent tile once a day. Appears for every 10 mountains. Every 10 mountain rock tiles. Mountain and rock tiles, probably? Seems like some text got lost there. 16% attack speed and regen. That seems nice. Oh, that also caused the meadow to bloom. So if it's adjacent to probably anything but another meadow, it will bloom. No. What do you mean, no? You want to save the world. You want to ask for help. Our answer is no. How did you... But why no? We see far away. We see deep inside. For a long time there has been just emptiness instead of the sky, but it doesn't stop us from seeing. Your saving of the world is one-sided and naive. Each person sees their own way of saving the world. That's why no one will ever join you. Fine. I don't fully understand it, but tell me your version. What does to save the world mean to you? My progeny and my kin. For them to be strong and to live. It's a part of the cycle of life and death. It is life itself. It is the world. I will kill you and feed your remains to my starving younglings, and life will go on. And how many lives does your blade give birth to by killing again and again? Only one. I don't want you or your children to die from starvation. Please try to see reason. If our mission succeeds, Harpies can have all the sky and all the hunting grounds they need. I can't fight my children with your beautiful words. It's time to say goodbye. Okay. I feel awful. By fixing one evil, I'm becoming a source of another. There's no home for Harpies, except the highest mountains. But there's no food there. I can't imagine how they managed to survive if their mountains were cut from reality. Poor Harpies, I guess. Let's place down another battlefield. That changed something. I got the change there. 20% counter. Instead of the regen? Yeah, sure. What happened there? Blood path. Not only ghosts are created on the battlefields. Spawns a blood clot every 4 days. Huh. Is that because the 2 battlefields overlap? The cemetery didn't get changed, but maybe can change already existing places? I wanna find out. Nope. It's just a wasteland now. Huh. It's a lot of enemies to fight. Oh, 17% evasion. Yeah, I'm sure gonna take that. You now have 31% evasion. Ooh, that's a lot of extra HP. That might be worth losing the other stats. Treasury. The thick walls guard all kinds of riches from thieves and previous owners. Gives a random resource after placing anything on an adjacent tile. Can't be built adjacent to anything. Maybe we can use this to make blooming meadows as well. Let's build it here. Let's build a grove, I guess. You know what? Let's just keep the groves adjacent to one another for now. Although that means we can have multiple of these wolves on one space, which could potentially cause problems. We're now slowly losing some HP. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we are getting resources from the treasury now. And we get blooming meadows. That seems like a nice synergy. Another road lantern. Maybe it's time for a road lantern in this area. Or maybe around the goblin camp, actually. This area is pretty empty still. Let's put the spider nest there. Now we're actually using our HP. Oh. We gained a stable metal. A chunk of metal saved from being devoured by the Lich. Its pieces stick together as if they are magnetized. Metamorphosis. The world's ability to change and transform was carefully detached from its existence, put into an orb and destroyed. It's nice that it isn't irreversible. Huh. Food supply. A small pack of food found in the ruins of the New World. Unlike the rest of the world, hunger is still here, and you'll need all the means you can get to fight it. Okay, we'll reach the camp again. Day progress. Map completion. When this bar is filled, the boss of this chapter will appear on the campfire tile. Huh. Oh. Good counter, damage to all, but no evasion. I think I prefer the evasion. Evasion and vampirism. Do these also give resources? They do. Oh, new weapon. Higher damage, regen per second. Sure, the higher damage is gonna be quite important. Oh, attack speed, evasion and vampirism. That's even better. But it seems like we don't get scrap metal for the weapons we equip over other ones, so... Why do we want to have some vampires now? Don't know what a blood clot does yet. Maybe here. That also affects one meadow, I guess. Defense and evasion. I think I prefer stacking evasion over defense. Oh, another treasury. We can have some overlap here. Defense attack speed, I think I prefer the one I currently have. Attack speed might be better than damage to all. Focus down a single target more quickly. Take it out of the fight. So it can't deal damage to me anymore. Higher damage weapon. Oh, the damage goes up by quite a bit. I think that might be worth it. We're now taking quite a bit of damage. It's probably time to return back to camp if we can. Ooh, what happened there? Whoops, we lost a card now. Let's make sure to use these tiles. Empty treasury. A treasury without treasure. An empty shell. A sorry sight. Especially for its stone guardians that have slept through the eternal watch. Spawns a gargoyle every 3 days. Uh-oh. Damage to all on top of... Well, we lose a little bit of HP for that. More evasion and vampirism. Sure. Think I want to try to fill out these treasuries now. That gave quite a decent amount of resources. When I completed one. Oh, that added another goblin camp. Maybe we want another road lantern. We could oblivion something. Maybe that's the way to get to the camp safely. Could also run away just now, but we only keep 60% of the resources we found. You'll have to leave some of your findings behind so the monsters won't catch you. You know what? I think it's time to use these oblivions to make our path safer. Do placing these give us anything? They don't appear to. Oh, this is scary. Damage to all, attack speed and vampirism. Is that gonna be better than evasion? Maybe. Maybe not. Uh-oh. Down to 135 health. It shouldn't spawn anything, but it still gives us some pebbles from the graveyard. Placing these down increase our max HP, but not our current one apparently. Oh, we one-shot that spider, that's nice. I think we might make it back to camp. If we can one-shot these spiders, that's very nice. Defense up, more defense, more damage to all, but we lose evasion and vampirism. Probably not quite worth it. A battlefield. And it gave us another blood path. Interesting. And we can't build anything there. Yeah. On those. Vampire mansion. Oh, a mimic. Uh-oh, that's high damage. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that's a... is it a better weapon? Not sure. It has lower damage. We can't quite finish off this treasury, but I think at this point it's clear that we should retreat here. We keep all our resources if we retreat on the camp, so we can use these resources to build up our camp some more. I can't believe it! Hey everybody! The boy has managed to return. Survivors? Does this mean I'm not alone anymore? Where did you come from? Is there still a place without darkness? We don't know where we came from, or we can't remember. These people you see are only a small part of what's left of the group, I think. You're not sure? We're not sure. We reached that conclusion because of the abandoned luggage and leftover daily rations. With each day, new signs of presence of people that, as far as everyone here knows, have never even been with us. It's like we forgot them. You forgot? Exactly. It's like people disappear every day, and we instantly forget they even existed. Almost as if we forgot the place we came from. And our families. And maybe even ourselves. My name is Yota. That's the part I still remember. Nobody else's memory is in much better shape. That's why I remember so little about myself. Everything is forgotten. But wait, you said that I'd managed to return? That means you remembered I was here? Yes. That's why it's so important to us. We saw you leave, but you were gone before we could approach you. Listen, we can't wander around in this emptiness anymore. There's a campfire and a few sleeping bags here. A real luxury in these dark times. What do you say? Oh, of course. I'd be very grateful if we could team up. I want to restore everything. I've begun to remember the world as it was before. But there's no point to it without other people. It's too lonely without them. Remembering the world? I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm too exhausted. But we'd be glad if you could help us. And we'd be glad to help you. Just don't ask us to go with you. I don't know how you managed to return. But for us, leaving the group is too dangerous. I will ask no such thing of you. For now, I just want to have a place to return to. A place where I can hear other people's voices. We weren't joking about helping you. Here are the few things that survived the cataclysm and don't vanish away. Can't be forgotten. Take them. You might need them. Oh, we got a bunch of materials. Statistics. Game time, expedition time. Enemies killed, killed by. You haven't been killed yet. Amazing. Lane cards laid out. Pieces of the world forgotten. You haven't lost any resources. You're a keeper, aren't you? Okay, we can build some stuff. There are certain requirements to build other things. For example, we have to build a smithy before we can build a smelter. Cemetery, supply depot, mud hut, warehouse, intel center, crypt, watchtower, war camp, forest, lumberjack, library, alchemist's camp, river, bridge. Huh. Field kitchen. A very important place for any camp. If your nose isn't lying, there's good food here. 10% to the campfire's healing power. Unlocks the blood growth card. Requires 3 wood, 2 stone and 1 food supply. We only have 4 food supplies, so we can't build the herbalist's hut at the same time. We have to decide between one of these. Herbalist hut. The hands of the herbalist always remember how to mix dried herbs and brew healing potions. Potions heal 4% of max HP. You can take up to 3 potions with you. 2 potions are refilled at the camp. Unlocks the swamp card. Let's build a field kitchen. Do you know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. This guy looks a bit more badass, so... What? You were waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a hearth, a couple of knives, a bucket of potatoes, 3 onions, and some ham. Nothing special. Everything is very simple. But give me a few minutes and everyone in this camp will be running to my table, following the tasty smell of a good stew. Nice. No idea what these icons mean. But we now restore 30% of max HP after returning to the campfire spot. We also unlocked the refuge. In these dire times, it's your duty to offer help to the needy. Can only be built next to a field kitchen. Unlocks a new class, Rogue. Gymnasium. A place where you learn how to read, write and be polite to your teacher. Physical training takes priority. Unlocks the ability to gain special traits after killing monsters in expedition. Unlocks the village card. I think that's one we should aim for. The ability to gain special traits after killing monsters sounds good. And I do value education quite highly. So it's nice to have a place